Hello, Crimson family. It's LaToya. I am here to facilitate your Slow Flow Yinyasa class. Now, for those of you who have been coming to my classes, you know that this month we were supposed to be exploring the splits. Well, because I would like to be there with you in real time when we're working through the splits, I am going to press pause on that, and we will come back to that once we are free to be within the same proximity of one another. To honor the social distancing that is being requested of us in light of this current events, we're going to just focus on a slow flow that is going to help center our body, connect us with our breath, and feel the safety that is aligned with embodiment through breath work and through movement. If you've been coming to my classes, you know I'm all about that. So for now, grab any pillows, cushions. I'm using like a normal cushion that I use for my own at-home practice. If you don't have blocks, grab a book or something that is firm that you can press your hand into and feel stable to bring the floor up closer to you. You know that I love straps and any sort of props. If you don't have a strap, that's fine. You can use a belt. And if any poses feel uncomfortable or like they are just not really, you don't have the support you need, all I'm going to tell you is to come back to something that you're familiar with doing in my class or any other practice that you have. For now, grab something that smells good. Oil, doesn't matter. You know I love to work with oils. So I'm just going to do that for myself. Rub your palms together. Place your hands over your face. And start to breathe into your palms, or just simply breathe. Making deep, full breaths. Inhaling. Exhaling. Letting it all out. Inhale and exhale. Continuing with that as you begin to observe this intentional, this conscious breathing. Allowing each breath to help you to root down into your seat bones. To feel a connection with earth. Allow your index finger and your thumb finger to touch. And keep this observance, this inquiry of breath. Soften out your brows. Soften and relax your eyes, your cheeks. Allow your breath to soften your shoulders. And in this rooting down, feel a growing coming through the spine at the base and growing up through each vertebrae, coming all the way up into the crown of your head and above. Feel this connectedness to the divine as well as the connectedness to Mother Earth that nourishes you, that keeps you. Take a deep inhale, filling up. Hold. And exhale. Let it out. Set an intention now, inhaling. Acknowledging that intention that you may set. And exhale. Release it out to the universe. Placing your right hand on your heart center, your left hand on your belly as a self-blessing. Put a gentle smile on your face and open your eyes. We're going to slowly move first with acknowledging our joints. For now, the wrists, making circles 3 times in each direction. Making fist, taking it out, making a forceful movement like you're trying to flick someone with water. Staying connected to the breath, making the breath slower more fuller, more deeper. Relax your hands down, dropping your right ear over to the right shoulder. Bring it back to the center, dropping your left ear to the left shoulder. Coming back to center and over to the other side. Staying here, sweeping the right arm up and just gently, ever so gently, grasping the side of your head and pulling slightly just to get a nice stretch on the left side of the neck. Allow the left shoulder to hang really heavy. Maybe flip the palm up. Breathe here. Exhaling, releasing the hand down and staying in that direction and just glancing down at your right knee or just beyond. Breathe here. Coming back to look forward and bringing the head to the center. Take a deep inhale, lifting the shoulders. Exhaling, dropping the shoulders, rolling them back and down, releasing. Dropping the head over to the left shoulder, staying here for a breath. Sweeping the left hand up overhead and ever so gently grasping the head and putting a bit of pressure to get a stretch on the side of your neck. Flipping the right palm over, allowing the right shoulder to hang heavy. Breathe here. Releasing, keeping your head over to the left side, but just changing your gaze to look down at your left knee or beyond. Breathe here. Inhaling, coming back to the front with your gaze and then lifting your head. Taking a deep inhale, lift the shoulders, exhale, relax them down. Start making circles now with your neck. Fully exploring every inch of where you can move into and see where you can breathe into any tension, any tightness, any pulling. And now go the opposite direction once you reach your chin to the chest. Closing your eyes, allowing this movement to help you feel a connectedness to yourself. One more round and allow your head to hang heavy at the front. Breathe here. Sweep both hands up. Interlace your fingers and rest your hand on your head and gently pull, bringing your elbows close together, maybe curling the spine here. Inhaling, opening up the elbows, opening up the arms, thumbs going towards the back, activating the hands, arching the spine, looking up into the third eye. Exhaling, curling the spine, grasping your head once again. Elbows touch or come close. Inhaling, opening up. Exhaling one more time. One last time here for opening. Sweep the arms up overhead as you lengthen the spine. Palms touch. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Sweep it up and around once again. Inhale. One last time. Stay here. Placing your right palm on your heart center, opening up the left hand, and letting the thumbs go towards the back of the room. Switching, left hand on the heart center, right hand goes out and towards the back of the room. Keep going with this. We're speeding it up, allowing each breath to guide our movements. Inhaling, exhaling. Not too fast. Bringing whichever hand that you finished with on top of your other hand and stay here. Planting the palms onto the mat so that we can come into tabletop position. Either tucking the toes under or allowing the tops of the feet to be into the mat, whichever feels good for you. Making sure your wrists and shoulders are aligned, the knees and hips are aligned. Drop the belly. Look up into the third eye by closing your eyes. Exhaling, curling the spine under. Keep going with this. Drop the belly, drop the shoulders, roll them back and up, spreading through the collarbone. Look up into the third eye. Shake your tail side to side slowly. Coming back to center, keeping the spine arched. Breathe here as you exhale and curl the spine, pressing into your palms, spreading the shoulder blades. Tuck the toes underneath. And keeping the spine curled, try to bring your seat bones towards the heels. Slowly feeling a nice stretch in your feet here. We're going to come into our first yin pose. Extending the hands as deeply as you can, keeping the toes tucked. This is a variation of our toe squat that you guys love so much. Drop the head down or place a block or something or cushion underneath your head if it doesn't connect. Here you may feel some deep stretching as well in the toes. That's what we need to happen here. You also may feel some pressure or some tension or on the hip flexors. We're trying to target that with this variation. Breathe here. Take a deep inhale. Curl the spine and you start to come up, rolling forward into cat pose. Stay there. Coming back to neutral spine. Breathe. Keeping your toes tucked, pressing your palms into the mat, spreading the fingertips nice and wide. We're going to get ready for downward facing dog. But before we do that, we're going to shift our weight over to the right, back and around, over to the left, forward and around a few times here. Really explore the edges of each movement, shifting your weight on the outer edge of your right palm, shifting into the right side, over to the left, gliding into the weight, distributing it fully. Other direction. Really deepening into this. See where you can find more space to go a little bit further. Breathe. And come back into neutral. Getting ready for downward facing dog. Take a deep inhale. And exhale. Lift the hips. Explore your downward facing dog. See what feels good for you. Bending the knee, lifting the heel. Breathe. Finding stillness, looking in between your palms, bending the knees, straightening forward, plank. Bending the knees, looking between the palms, and plank. Stay active here. Hips are high, arching the spine, straightening the legs, shoulders and wrists align, activating the core. Breathe. Bending the knees and straightening them, downward facing dog, trying to get the heels to go towards the mat even if they don't connect. Staying active here. Sweep the right leg up overhead. Stay here. Bend the knees, shift your weight forward to come into low lunge, dropping the knees slowly. Breathe. Sweeping the arms up overhead. You can either keep the back foot tucked or release it into the mat, whatever feels good. And remember how I talk about, if you're not going to be able to lower or sink into the hips, that's okay. First of all, we want to keep the back protected. So everyone come up. Really neutralize the spine or the tailbone by activating the transverse muscles. And then exhaling, going as deeply as feels good for you. Your girl knee is not feeling this. Cushion your knee if you need to. Breathe. Now sweeping the palms up overhead. And over to the right side, a nice stretch on the left side of the body. Exhaling, coming back to center. Palms frame your right foot. Tuck the toe under, straighten, rock forward, back, forward, back. Drop the knee. Sweep the arms up overhead. Rest the right forearm on your right knee and shift over again to the left. See if you can go a little bit deeper. Exhaling, planting the left palm into the mat, taking your right hand and pressing it on your right thigh, shifting your right knee, your right foot onto the outer edge, your weights, and come for winged dragon. This is our next in pose. We're holding here. Now, if this feels too deep, right? If this feels like, no, LaToya, this is too much. If you're not exploring winged dragon in our classes, you can always come into baby dragon, staying up high here, pressing again that forearm onto your thigh and going over and staying here. Breathe. Are you breathing? Are you staying connected? And as you know, I'm always going to sneak something in. We are still prepping for the splits, by the way. If you're in winged dragon, pressing your right foot into the mat, bringing your knee back into the center, framing the foot with both palms, tucking the toe under the left foot if it is not, straightening out the right leg for half split. Inhale, exhale, fold over. We're staying here. Keeping your hips as in line as feels good for you, right? Keeping the right leg activated by flexing the right foot. Drawing the right hip back and the left hip not so much forward, but trying to make sure it's neutralized and as even as is comfortable for your body. Remembering you can use any blocks or props, books to help bring you up, bringing the floor closer to you. Crawling forward with your arms and exhaling back into low lunge. Pressing the palm into the mat, straightening the left leg, and swinging the right leg up. Staying here. Exhale, downward facing dog. Dropping the knees for tabletop and coming into child's pose. Toes touch, knees wide. Relax here for a breath. Are you staying connected to your breath? Pressing the palms, lifting the head, getting ready for downward facing dog. And to do all of this on the other side, tuck the toes under, prepare yourself for downward facing dog. Lift the hips, down dog. Pedal the feet, explore. See where you find a little bit more space on the right side, a little bit more openness and a little bit more length since we've already explored it. Bending the knees, looking between your palms, bending the knees, coming forward into plank. Bending the knees, looking at the palms. Keep going. Don't move too fast. Allow your breath to carry each movement. And we're breathing slow and deep. Straighten. Downward facing dog. Heels going towards the floor. Take a deep inhale. Lift the left leg. Stay here. Shifting your weight forward, bringing the left knee to the front of the mat. Taking your time. And then dropping the right knee to the floor. Setting up here, sweeping the palms up overhead, allowing the hips to go up as well. Again, activating the transverse muscle. I don't like to say tucking the tailbone. We just want to neutralizing it so that we can stay active here. You should feel a nice little stretch on the front of your right thigh, and really feel this connectedness and engagement happening in the body, activating, sweeping the hands up overhead, and exhaling, lowering if you want to go a little bit deeper. Now stretching through and over to the left side, getting a nice stretch in the right side of your body. Inhale, coming to center, hand goes down, framing the left foot, straightening the right leg and going back and forward. Back to center, dropping the right knee. Sweeping the arms up overhead. This time taking the left forearm to the left thigh and reaching over, seeing if you can go deeper into a nice side stretch. Inhaling, coming to the center, taking the right hand down to the mat, taking the left hand and pressing it onto your thigh, rolling over to the outer edge of your left foot for winged dragon. We're going to hang out here, remembering your choice, your variation. Breathing here or coming up. And remember, this is where we were. You can stay here. Y'all know I'm going to still keep the dope playlist. Can you even hear the music? Stay with your breath. You're doing amazing. So I didn't switch on the air before class, before I started recording it. It's hot. Go ahead, take a few more breaths. Taking the left hand up overhead, rolling back onto your foot, framing your left foot, maybe heel-toeing it into the center as you exhale and straighten the left leg, keeping the left foot flexed. Remember, we're keeping this activation happening, this engagement happening in the back body of your left leg. Drawing the left hip back, the right hip a little bit forward to help align them. Inhaling, exhaling over the left thigh, remembering if you need any blocks or anything to help bring the floor closer to you, you are invited. Stay active with the left foot. Drop down. Stay with your breath. Extending the arms forward. So you go a little bit deeper and then bend the knee back into low lunge. Pressing the palms into the mat, tucking the toe, right toe under, lifting the right knee, and swinging back into three-legged dog. Breathe here. And exhale. Downward facing dog. Take a breath. Bending the knee, coming into tabletop position. Knees go wide, toes touch child's pose. While I go switch on the air. Stay with your breath. Find a little space in your body. Take a deep inhale, rolling and coming up to sit onto your heels, walking your knees close together. Taking the arms up overhead and allowing the palms to touch as you glance at your thumbs, and exhaling, bringing the hands to the heart center. Stay here. Sweeping the arms up overhead, glancing up at the thumbs. Once you reach the top and exhale, hand comes to hand center. Breathe here, close your eyes. Arms up overhead. Palms touch. Come down to the heart center. Arms up overhead. Palms touch, hands to heart center. Go ahead and come into tabletop position. Toes tucked. Press your palms into the mat. Lift the knees a few inches off of the mat. Stay active. Engage your core. And drop your knee. Inhale, exhale. Once more, press into the mat. Lift the knees a few inches off of the mat. Exhale, drop it down. Deep inhale. And exhale. Let's try this again. Deep inhale. Lift the knees. And straight away exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe here. Walking the palms to meet your feet at the back of the mat. You can bend the knees if it feels good. We're going to stop right here and hang out for dangling pose or ragdoll. Soften the knees, let the head hang very heavy. Grasp both the elbows, and we're hanging here. See if you can let gravity bring your head closer to the earth. See if you can find any space to relax and release any tension. Making sure you have space for your body, maybe having the knees about hip width apart, so you can engage and explore deep belly breaths here. Releasing the elbows, allowing the palms to be faced up here. Slowly lower the hips as though you're going to sit in a chair as we prepare for chair pose. Sweep the arms behind you on an inhale. Lower the hips even more. Stay here. And exhale, come all the way up slowly, taking your time for this deep chair pose. You may not be able to feel your legs because I can't feel mine for some reason. Breathe. Exhaling slowly, lowering down. Straightening the legs, arms go behind you, up. Lift the heels a little bit, don't fall. Drop the heels as you bend the knee, lowering to sit, taking the time, coming up, chair pose. Can you see your toes? If so, lift them up, spread them wide, plant them back down. Weight is in the heels, activating the lower abs to neutralize the tailbone. Exhale, dive forward. Straighten the legs. Activating, lifting the heels, or keeping the heels on the mat if it feels better. Dropping the heels, bending the knee, coming up slowly, scooping the water, exalting your energy, your intentional movements, your intentional breath. Exhaling, straightening up. Heels get lifted if it feels good. Drop the heels, keep the legs straight, take the hands down, grab wherever it feels comfortable, forward fold. Inhale for a flat back. Exhaling, bending the knees or keeping them straight, exploring downward facing dog from this angle and seeing how active the bottom half of your body is when you crawl forward into downward facing dog. Breathe. Dropping the knees, coming to stand on the knees, sweeping the arms up, opening the chest, cactusing the hands, looking up. Exhaling, dropping the seat bones to the heels, straightening the arms. Breathe. Standing on the knees, opening up. We keep flowing with this. Opening up, coming to stand on the knees, arching the spine, keeping the hands active. Exhale. One more time. Planting the palms onto the mat, sliding forward, right? Remember, we started in this pose. Staying active as you slither forward, keeping the forearms in the mat if it feels good. And slither forward to lower the hips. We're coming into Sphinx pose, our next yin posture. Tops of the feet are into the mat, staying active here, not tightening the glutes, keeping them firm, but not squeezing them. Grow through the shoulders to the crown of your head and hang out here. How is your breath? How does it feel to engage and activate breath with intention and love? To feel nourished, to feel safe. Staying with your breath, bringing your hands to touch so that you can come into crocodile pose and relax. Coming up, extending the right arm at shoulder length, resting your cheek on the mat or on a block or on a cushion. Pressing your left palm into the mat around where your chest is and rolling over to your right shoulder. You can bend both knees if it feels good. We're going to be hanging out here, sweeping the arms up, keeping them here if it feels better for you, feel supported. Otherwise, sweeping the left arm up towards the sky and back. Hanging out here, exploring this pose, maybe lifting the left knee and grabbing your shin. You know, I love to explore movements. Whenever anything becomes too intense, of course, coming back to the original variation. If you feel any tingling or tension anywhere, breathe into any of the discomfort, but making sure that it's not too painful. If it's painful, then we're going to come out. Surrendering, finding space. We're coming back to framing our placing the left palm into the mat by the head, rolling back over onto our bellies. Resting the opposite cheek on the mat or your hands. Now extending the left arm out around shoulder length. shoulder height. And rolling on to your left shoulder by pressing the right palm into the mat and hanging out here. I actually have on a mic, guys, so I'm just going to remove it for the moment. Hanging out here, taking your variation, seeing what feels good. May feel different on this side. I'm lifting the knee now and grabbing it with my right hand and also pressing it open. Framing your face, pressing your palm into the mat, and rolling over into your belly. This time extending the arms down your body and resting either your forehead onto the mat or any cheek, or taking any restful pose. Pressing your head or your forehead onto the mat, pressing your feet into the floor. Inhaling, keeping your lower half of your body engaged and activated into the mat, lifting the chest and the arms. Breathe. From here, sweeping the arms up and around towards the front, and exhaling, bending the elbows, lifting more. Exhaling, straightening, bringing it all the way back around, and rest. Inhaling, lifting, flowing your hands up and towards the front, cactusing the elbows, lifting more, exhaling, staying high, coming back around, and rest. One last time, inhaling, all the way around, and release. Well, don't release, but come back around, and rest. This time, lifting everything, pressing your pelvis into the mat. If you need to cushion anything underneath you, just by all means do that. Take a deep inhale, lift. Now staying here with that motion we did, bringing the arms all the way around to the front, lifting more, exhaling, coming back and down and around, relax. We're doing that 3 times. Lift. See how we made that one breath or a few breaths? Inhale, lift. Exhale, move. Inhale, lift. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Relax. Shift your weight, move your hips a little bit, and come to lay on your back. Allowing your heels to go close to the seat bone. Making your feet about the length of stepping your feet out to about the edge of the mat on either side. Allow the knees to touch. Breathe here. Coming back, dropping your knees over to the right side. Staying here or taking your right foot and putting it on the outer edge of your left thigh. Extending your right arm up overhead. And breathe. Looking towards the left if it feels good. Staying with your breath here. Allowing yourself to melt and finding space to melt even more some way, somehow. Maybe the left knee can go into the mat. Keeping your feet nice and active here, flexing the toes. If you are having space between the floor and your knee and it feels uncomfortable, placing a block underneath or a book or something, a cushion, anything. Releasing, coming back to center, allowing the knees to touch, heels are going out. Relax here. Inhaling, bringing the knees back towards the sky. And now exhaling and dropping the knees over to the left side, flexing the feet, taking your left foot and bringing it onto the outer edge of your right thigh to help bring that knee towards the floor. Again, if it's too uncomfortable or maybe too deep, you stay in the first variation. If you are exploring this and you feel like your knee or there's some pulling happening somewhere, support your left knee with a block or a cushion or anything that's going to help alleviate the deepness that may be happening here in the lower spine. Extending the left arm up overhead or just splaying out the arms, whichever feels good. And glancing over to the right side, but closing your eyes and melting. Stay with your breath, stay present. See how you can melt more, release more, find more space in your breath and in your body as you nurture yourself. As you find safety here in this space, comfort here in this space. Releasing slowly, coming back to center, allowing the knees to touch, taking your arms up overhead and hanging out here. See if you can get your tailbone in connection with the mat. Heel toe your knees, your feet in to about hip width apart now. Pressing the palms into the mat. Keeping the back of the neck nice and long by chucking the chin slightly towards the chest. Take a deep inhale, filling up in the belly. Exhaling with the mouth open. Inhaling. Exhaling. Walking your feet a little closer to the hip bone, to the seat bones. Pressing the palms into the mat. Inhale. Exhale, lift the hips for bridge pose. Again, pressing the feet into the mat, firming up the thighs and the quads here, keeping the glutes firm but not squeezing them together. Lifting up. Inhaling, taking the arms up overhead, staying high here. Exhaling down. Lifting the toes. Lifting the heels. Coming back down. Rolling vertebrae by vertebrae. Knees immediately go into the chest. Hug yourself. Extend the legs. Knees go immediately back into the chest. Press your feet into the mat, palms into the mat. Inhale. Exhale, press and lift. Hang out here. Arms up overhead. Exhale. Lift the toes. Lift the heels. Come back down. Lower vertebrae by vertebrae. Knees go into the chest. Exhale, straighten. Knees back into the chest. Feet into the mat. One last time. Inhale. Exhale, lift. Arms up overhead. Exhale down. Oh wait, no, stay here. Toes lift. Heels lift. Exhale, come down. Oh no, I was right. Palms into the mat. Vertebrae by vertebrae, lower. Knees into chest. Exhale, straighten. Knees into chest. Come here. We're going to do supported bridge. Now grab a block, cushion, a thick cushion, or anything to help support your sacrum, your lower back here. Hang out here and breathe. Really connect with your belly breaths here, ballooning your breath out on an inhale and exhaling. Sweeping your arms up overhead now. Now you can stay here or you can straighten the legs. If it becomes too much, come back into with the knees bent. Allow your feet to splay out here if you are in the extended version of supported bridge. Bend the knees, pressing into your feet to lift your hips and remove your support, and lower down vertebrae by vertebrae. Bring the knees into the chest or have your shins parallel with the floor. Shifting over to the right side. Nice spine twist here. Back into the center. And over to the left side. Gazing to the right. Back into the center. Hug yourself. Lift the head. Start to make some massaging with the spine and the lower back. Bring your knees into the armpits and come into happy baby. Rolling here. Trying to get the knee and the thigh onto each side. And exhale. If there's anything that you need to do that you want to explore before you finish up for Shavasana, this is your opportunity. Otherwise, extend your legs nice and long, arms long, space in between the armpits. Maybe grab any oils that you have. Once again. And relax. Taking the opportunity now to allow what you were able to generate with this slow flow to be integrated into you. As you melt as deeply as you can into the mat, switching off here. Taking some deep inhales and exhales. Relaxing your heels. Relaxing your ankles. Relaxing your shins and your calves. Relaxing your knees, the front and the back. Relaxing your hamstrings. Relaxing your thighs. Relaxing your pelvis and your hips. Relaxing your glutes. Softening in the belly. Relaxing into your lower back, your middle back, your upper back. Shoulder blades are melting into the mat. Shoulders are soft and heavy. Your chest is melting and soft. Arms, wrists, hands and fingertips are soft. The back of your neck is relaxed. Your throat goes into a deep relaxed state. The back of your head relaxes. Your tongue removes from the roof of your mouth. Your lips are soft, relaxed. Your cheeks are soft and relaxed. Nose relaxed. Ears are relaxed. Your eyes are soft. Your brow point is soft. The top of your head is relaxed. Feel each muscle melting away from the bone. Relax fully. From the soles of your feet all the way up through to the crown of your head. You are completely, fully, and totally relaxed. Slowly, as you begin to come back to your breath, inviting in vitality and life with each inhale and exhale, as you begin to slowly emerge with your breath, inviting movement into your body by wiggling your toes and your fingertips, moving your wrists side to side, head side to side, stretching your body all the way from the arms and down through the feet, bringing your knees to the chest, hugging yourself, resting on to whichever side feels good for you. Staying there for a moment, coming back to the intention you may have set. And when you're ready, meeting me here at a seated position. Taking a deep inhale. Exhale. Resting your right hand on your heart center and your left hand on your belly. Deeply inhale and breathe into this space. Exhale. Once more, inhaling. And exhale. rubbing your palms together, placing them over your eyes, blinking into the darkness, finding the flecks of light, rubbing your palms together and touching yourself. Namaste. I hope you enjoyed. I look forward to seeing you all soon once we are back into the studio. For now, enjoy this time with yourself, enjoy this time with your family, and stay grounded. Love and light and liberation.